Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a profile of a deck that we will probably never get to play in the TCG. This is Orcust with the current Fiendsmith engine as it stands, but it's also Orcust with the new support. Now I say we're probably not going to be able to play this deck because certainly the Fiendsmith engine is going to be hit in some capacity. Maybe we can play this deck in a limited capacity, but the deck as it is currently for this video, I'm sure we won't be able to play in any capacity. If we do, awesome. I'll be the first one lined up to play it, but this is something that is purely just theory. This includes the new Orcust support that we have no current announcement for the TCG when we're going to get it, but I'm just having a muck around with the support and with the Fiendsmith engine, and it's pretty crazy. So the deck we're currently running with is 3 Gearsu, 3 Harp, 3 Symbol, 1 Brass. So all of these Orcust sponsors are essentially 1-card combos. Gearsu being the best one, and I'm going to show a combo, just a hypothetical combo that we can do with Gearsu afterwards. We've got Orcust Nightmare, World Wand, and World Crown. I've been reading some of the Road of the King articles on how the OCG are using World Crown, and it's fascinating. You get a lot more bodies out of World Crown, so something that I'm going to be showing in this video as well. To round out the Orcust kind of portion, we've got World Legacy Succession, Foolish Burial, Orchestrated Babel, and 1 Crescendo. Then for the Fiendsmith lineup, we're playing the 3 Engraver, we're playing the Lacrima, the Lurry, 2 Tracts, and a Fiendsmith in Paradise. So again, we don't know what the Banlist is going to do to the Fiendsmith engine, whether it's like an engraver limit or if we see something like Moon banned or something like that, we don't know. So we'll obviously have to wait and see, and that will kind of point us in the direction of what this deck is going to be able to do in the future. And then the rest of the deck is 15 slots, is non-engine. I'm using these lovely paper copies of Hualos just because I can. These don't matter. This is just 15 non-engine slots. I'm just mucking around with this. Is just for testing purposes. Play whatever you like. Hand traps, board breakers, whatever. It's up to you. The extra deck, we're playing 2 Galatea. Now, the Fiendsmith cards obviously do take up extra deck spaces, and that's an issue. We're playing the 2 new Orc sponsors. So the Enlil Gearsu is the Link 4. Not sure what it does. It says you can target one of your banished Orcust or World Legacy cards, add it to your hand, then you can shuffle 1 card from your hand into the deck and take control of 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, which is fantastic. If this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there from the extra monster in this turn, you can banish it, send 1 card on the field to the graveyard, and you can only use each effect once per turn. Great thing about this is that obviously under Babel it's a quick effect. Same with Galatea Eye, under Babel it's a quick effect, but cannot be used as material for an Exceed summon. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, add 1 World Legacy monster or Orchestrated Babel from deck or graveyard to your hand. We're going to do that in both turns with the combo. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 other Orcust card from your graveyard, special summon this card, and we do that during both turns as well. I'm currently testing Goddess. You could play Long Gearsu in this spot for sure. I'm just playing Goddess just because it's a light themed. We get lots of bodies. This is just testing, mucking around, not a real deck, of course. SP Little Knight, IP Masquerena. Lib is important for combo with the World Legacy World Crown. We've got Moon, Sequence, and Requiem for the Fiendsmith portion. I think I have space for 1 Ding Gearsu, which is one issue with the kind of Fiendsmith cards. It's just obviously for space. Wave Hiking Caesar, Necroquip Princess, and the Desiree for 15 extra deck spots. Now I'm going to show you just a 1-card combo using Gearsu. It's all just hypothetical for fun, but it's pretty crazy. Okay, so this is a 1-card combo involving Gearsu. Ends on a very crazy end board, lots of disruptions, lots of awesome follow-up. Obviously auto win combo. Obviously we do this uninterrupted, but starts off with a normal summon of Gearsu. We use the effect to send a Harp Horror to the graveyard. We're then going to use Gearsu's other effect to distribute tokens. So we get a token, our opponent has a token as well. We're going to link off the Gearsu for the Galatea Eye. We'll discard a hypothetical card from our hand, and we're going to add the I think I passed it, the World Crown. to our hand. And we're going to special out the World Crown. Next, we're going to link 2 Galatea Eye and World Crown into Moon of the Closed Heaven. So this is obviously going to be something that everyone knows. We're going to link Moon, Requiem, Requiem effect, Lacrima, Lacrima effect send engraver, equip Requiem onto Lacrima, and then do the contact fuse for the Necro equip. We'll bring back the engraver by putting back the Moon. Obviously, our opponent has to Nibiru here, but if they do, we still have Galatea Eye to come back and Harp, so we can still do heaps if we get Nibiru'd here. Pretty much we can do everything you're about to see, just minus the Caesar. Sorry, the token plays into it, sorry, but yeah, almost. We would have to think about it, but there's a Caesar. So we're now Nibiru proof. Obviously, our opponent also can't imperm, but they will imperm the Girsu if they have it, because it's just the biggest imperm target for sure. But now we're going to use Galatea Eye. So we're going to banish the Girsu. So Galatea Eye and Girsu just make for a good combo as like things to banish, because you like this banished to recur back with the Enlil Girsu later. You don't really want to banish obviously Harp or anything like that, but so we're going to banish Girsu to bring back Galatea Eye. And we don't need to use the Harp yet, because we're going to take these 2 bodies, so Galatea Eye and the token. Because we've got the World Crown in the graveyard, this is going to let us link summon Lib, the World Key Blade Master. It's going to use its effect to set World Legacy Succession to the field, which we're going to fire off and bring back any body. Doesn't really matter. So there's a Galatea Eye. And we're going to banish the Harp Horror to summon out Nightmare. And now we are Dark Locked. So we weren't previously Dark Locked, we are now. We're going to take Galatea Eye and Orcust Nightmare. We're going to link them off for Galatea. We're going to use Galatea's effect. We're going to put back Harp Horror, and we're going to get Babel. Next, we are going to link Lib and Galatea into Enlil Girsu. He's going to sit there for a little while. If our opponent had other things, we could obviously use the Lib effect to shuffle back, but we're not going to shuffle back their token. We want them to have that because we're still imperm proof. We're going to steal it with Enlil Girsu later as part of our combo. Next, we're going to banish Orcust Nightmare, and we're going to send Symbol to the graveyard. We're going to use the Symbol to summon back Galatea, which we will then turn into a Dingirsu, and we're going to re-equip Orcust Nightmare. Now, Orcust Nightmare obviously does give us access to any Orcust name later on, so that you might wonder why we're not taking back Symbol, but we're not going to do that just yet. We'll do it now though. We're going to use Enlil Girsu to steal the token and add the Symbol skeleton back to our hand. We're leaving the Girsu because that's going to be a follow-up on our next turn. We're going to link off the Dingirsu and the token for IP Masquerena. And that is where we're going to end our turn. Now, in terms of playing out the disruptions on our opponent's turn, obviously, as soon as we're gonna be discarding this to the graveyard eventually. But once we use Orcust Nightmare or Orcust Symbol Skeleton, we do Dark Lock ourselves, and we do want to kind of make use of our Fiendsmith interruptions while we have them. We can also Goddess with IP, or we can summon Long Girsu. But it doesn't look like it right now, but we can flat our board very, very quickly with what we have in the graveyard, between stealing, between summoning with IP, Symbol, bringing back Digging, of course, and then we're going to get access to World Crown again. So in terms of playing out the disruptions, I'll just play them out really quickly. So on our opponent's turn, we've got the Fiendsmith stuff. So Lacrima shuffles itself back to summon Requiem. Requiem summons out Lacrima, and Lacrima is going to send the Fiendsmith in Paradise. So Fiendsmith in Paradise obviously is a great interaction that the opponent has to play around. We then also have the Galatea Eye that can come back. So we summon that back to the field by banishing Galatea. And we can use its effect to discard a card from our hand, being Symbol, to add back a World Legacy monster or Orchestrated Babel. So we're going to add back World Crown. From here, that's all of the kind of non-dark interactions, except for IP. Now we can IP into SP, but again, we're going to have some space issues with our bodies. So we can actually go like, for example, IP, Lacrima, Galatea. We could turn all of that into Underworld Goddess at some point. And it does clean up our zones quite nicely. Obviously using one of their monsters. So that's another monster clear at some point. And now we're happy to dark lock ourselves. So between, I'll show you, obviously Symbol into Ding is an obvious one. Everyone knows that interaction. But this is one that that the OCG appeared to be doing, which is to use Nightmare. So banish Nightmare, and we're using it to send World Wand to the graveyard. Now, World Wand has another effect, which means it says if it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a World Legacy monster from your hand. So we can special summon out the World Crown. And World Crown has an effect that if your opponent's monster that was special summoned from the extra deck activates its effect, you can tribute the World Crown to negate and destroy the monster. So that's really solid. Obviously, if you let your opponent get to the extra deck, then you can tribute to negate. World Wand is great follow-up. Galatea is follow-up. The Fiendsmith cards, we have access to them as well. Engraver is currently sitting under Caesar, but there's obviously 2 negates here with the Caesar for special summon effects. And then we've got Enlil Girsu. So as soon as, again, they want to stick another monster, Enlil Girsu can take it and add back a banished Orcust. And obviously Girsu is just the most crazy one there to add back as fantastic follow-up. We can add back the Girsu. Yeah, so heaps going on. All of the Fiendsmith stuff is in the graveyard. The Galatea Eye can come back. World Legacy World 1 can summon back Symbol or Nightmare from the banished. Can actually also summon back Galatea, of course. So any of these are accessible via the World Wand. Galatea Eye can add back the World Crown if we need it to. Yeah, and I think, like, obviously, if you get this far, you just win the game for sure. But I just think the combo is absolutely crazy. The Fiendsmith cards are insane. The Orcust cards are awesome with the new support. And I would love to play something like this in the future if we get access to it. But otherwise, that's going to be it for this one. And I will catch you in the next one.